Do you understand these words? No peace. No justice. No peace. No justice. No peace.
Hi, my name is Rufus Wells. I'm the Executive Director of the Minority Construction Council. This protest is sponsored by the Minority Construction Council, the Greater Hartford chapter of the NAACP, and the Greater Hartford African American Alliance. We're protesting the MDC, the Metropolitan District Commission, which is the water company in an 8-member town here. They also handle sewer and water purification for Hartford, East Hartford, West Hartford, Newington, Rocky Hill, Weathersfield, Bloomfield, and Windsor. They recently, well, in 2006, a bond referendum was passed authorizing the Clean Water Project. The Clean Water Project was necessary because the MDC was polluting the Connecticut River, and they got fined $850,000 for polluting the Connecticut River. That's why the Clean Water Project was necessary. What we're asking for here is equal access to contracts for minority contractors and jobs for minorities, regardless of the town that they come from. But we're also asking that they keep the jobs local, black or white, you know what I mean? We're tired of seeing contractors, trucks come in here from Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Jersey, and so forth, taking the taxpayer money out of the Greater Hartford area and bringing it home. For instance, a couple of years ago, they gave a $22 million contract to a New Jersey Hispanic firm. And I mean, we don't have a problem with them giving the business to a Hispanic firm, but I'm sure we have a lot of Hispanic firms here locally that would have welcomed that work. So what we're doing is we're asking them to set work aside for us. They had to do a disparity study, which is an analysis of their contracting process to determine if there was discrimination in their procurement process. It came back to the positive that they were discriminating against African Americans in the area of construction. They would have been discriminating against Hispanics in the area of construction had they not issued that $22 million contract. But having said that, there is proof that they discriminated against African Americans. It's been established, therefore they can set work aside for African Americans to level the playing field. They also discriminate in several other fields, but I'm the Executive Director of the Minority Construction Council, so naturally we're focusing on the construction aspect of their business. We are essentially asking them to do 5 things. One, we're asking them to set aside jobs for residents of the 8-member towns that I mentioned. 2, we're asking them to bring back the disparity consultant and let them report the results of the disparity study to all the members of the towns, the voters of all those member towns, the Hartford City Council, and all the other stakeholders. 3, we're asking them to implement the recommendations of the disparity consultant. He made specific recommendations of things that they could do to level the playing field for everyone. 4, we're asking them to report to CHRO, the State Commission on Human Rights and Opportunities, on how they're spending their money. How much are they spending with African Americans, with Hispanics, with Asians, with Native Americans, with white women-owned businesses, and with majority firms. Show how that first $800 million, that bond referendum that was passed in 2006, how did you spend the money? Because next year they're getting ready to ask for another $800 to $1 billion, and we don't even know how they spent the first $800 million. Finally, we're asking that open elections be held for Board of Commission members of the MDC. They have some good commissioners on the board of commissioners of the MDC, but not all commissioners. There's cronyism involved in it. They're currently appointed by the local governments, and we're saying if they're going to spend $2 billion, just open up the positions on that board to the regular election process. If they do that, we'll be quite satisfied with that this protest was successful.
Thank you.
J-O-B-S.
Do you understand these words?
J-O-B-S.
Do you understand these words?
J-O-B-S.
Do you understand these words?
We don't need